What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. As you guys know, within Genfinity, we are doing tons of interviews across the ecosystem. Happy to say that we have one of our featured projects up here today for an interview, which is Serenity Shield. And I have Justin from Serenity Shield. So how's it going this morning, Justin?
Pretty good, just a northeast cold winter day. Can't complain.
Yeah, oh no, 100%. I mean, it's when you're from the East Coast, the tide has already turned for us because we basically get like 5 months of winter, but it's nothing that I don't think any of us look forward to. Hey, so I wanted to start this just a little bit of a background about yourself and Web3, kind of how you got involved with Serenity Shield, and maybe if you could give a background of kind of the team as well, that'd be fantastic.
For sure. So my name is Justin. In life, I have a small business background. I started a company in 2012 with some friends, and that really got my feet wet with spreadsheets and what business ops could be. And I've always wanted to build something on blockchain. My biggest FOMO for this hasn't been, oh my God, I didn't get Bitcoin at $50 or whatever. It's been, how do I make a difference in the space with this new wave of tech? How can I bring my talents to the table to help create something equitable for everybody to enjoy? Because for me, blockchain is blockchain, and I don't consider blockchain crypto. I don't see them as the same thing. And so that's actually what segues into Serenity Shield. I've been looking for a project for a really long time, and I tried some, here and there with people that I met in different groups, and we're like, hey, let's get a Slack together. We're going to make this next, revolutionary thing, but it's a ton of work. And a lot of people in this space, no shade, don't have business backgrounds. So what they'll end up doing is getting super hyped up to create a product and then burn out in like a week because you have the 24-hour cycle on, Telegram, Discord, things like this, Twitter Spaces. If you have a Slack with a team, it's on fire. You know what I mean? So like, not in a bad way, but just like everybody's ideas are all out there, which is kind of the beauty and sometimes the bane of a Web3 organization, when you can't really always point to like a central authority. And I don't mean central authority in a bad way. I mean like that guiding light. You know what I mean? Like, who has the vision in the team that even at its darkest days is always going to be pulling everybody up? And it's the biggest challenge I've seen in Web3 is finding teams that are able to create that dynamic while still offering like an open forum for sharing of ideas and collaboration, which thankfully Serenity Shield does have. I mean, I've been doing it for about a year. I met Nikos is the one who brought me in because we'd known each other from a different project and gained trust with each other. And he brought me in slowly because it was a very small group when it first started. A highly protected idea. It is proprietary tech at the moment, so they didn't want to just be saying it in any TG groups or like shill groups trying to get people to come hang out. So like, I mean, that's what also got me interested too, because I was thinking, and I'm sorry if this is like a tangent, but I just want to
No, you're
complete
fine.
some thought. The reason why I was so happy to join the team was because it was a group of people that have traditional experience in business and finance too, and that wanted to come together and actually use money that they'd gotten from previous bull runs or actual, real world like Web2 business pursuits. They wanted to reinvest that into blockchain tech to create something that reflects the way like a Web2 interface will work using Web3 security and decentralization, so people get all the benefits of both worlds. And we know mass adoption is probably going to be this Web 2.5 everybody keeps hearing about.
Yeah.
So we're definitely skirting the line there with that. We want to, obviously we're proponents of sovereignty, self-sovereignty, and self-autonomy over assets, but we also know that people need to feel comfortable with the interface that they're using. So it's that balance. It's like a recipe. Too much salt, oops. You know what I mean? So like, anyway, that's why I'm here.
100%. No, and I mean, so I appreciate the dark days, the team pulling together type aspects too, because I mean, real life does go on, especially when you're just starting with an idea or a project or a team. A lot of people have like 9 to 5s, and like to be able to build out an actual Web3 venture that is consistent and sustainable, that's basically like taking on another 9 to 5 right on top of that. So it's pretty insane. So I wanted to ask you, especially because let's get into a little bit of the value proposition and the value drivers of Serenity Shield. And from the site and from the white paper, you guys are very heavy on digital rights for everyone. So can you, as we kind of lead into what you guys are actually building, talk about your team and your opinion on the importance of digital sovereignty, personal privacy, data custody, and how you see that kind of going within the internet of value, the digitization of pretty much everything, which we are certainly moving towards.
For sure. I mean, that's the central pillar of where we operate, that we want everybody to own their own data. I mean, a big thing that we talk about here with our technology is you can store things on cloud all day. You can store things on hard drives all day. There are two disadvantages to that. A hard drive, you can either lose, have it damaged, your house burns down, whatever. It freaking bricks on you. Firmware update gone, sorry. We've all been there probably in some degree. And then cloud, you're not actually the steward of your own assets anymore, or whatever you put on there. It's subject to whichever company is dispersing or holding your information and allowing you access to it. And yeah, sure, you have the convenience, but you no longer have the ownership. So where we see is blockchain comes in to fix that is you've got the security of what a hard drive would be on your desk without the worry of, you know, the internet burning down and you not being able to access your assets. And then also you have the benefit of the cloud where you can access things 24/7, 365, but without having to worry about, do I really own this? What happens if this company goes down? Where's my stuff? What we're doing at Serenity Shield is actually building on top of Jackal too for our B2B solutions so that we can have triple redundancy in all of the data that we do store. So, you know, I'm probably going to end up jumping some things here. I know you're going to have questions. I might cover a bunch right here, but yeah, big version of what we want to do moving forward is build out our B2B solution on Jackal and then be able to bring those storage features to the B2C, which is like, you know, direct to consumer and customer. Yeah. Subset of people that are going to use our product, because we don't want it to be like a pillar of, oh, our commercial clients are treated differently. And that's the whole idea where we say that we're about digital rights for everybody and sovereignty and all that. We want to create the best tool possible that works for everybody in the same way. And that's the same reason why, like, all commercial use for retail users that are going to use the product, it's one fee. You know what I mean? It's like the way I like to put it is, if you go to a bar, you pay a cover, right? So say I bring my buddy and I'm going to be the designated driver. We both pay $10 to get into this bar. I paid my $10 and I'm in the bar. I'm allowed to do whatever I want, which is, in this case, do I want to eat? Probably. Do I want to drink? No, but I might, you know, make my bill out on eating pizza. Well, my buddy's going ham and he's 10 beers deep, but that's cool because I'm here to bring him home. We're both experiencing the bar the way we want to. We both got in for the same $10 cover with access to what the bar can provide, but then you make your own decisions as what you want to do when you're in that bar. The way that we're tying that back to Serenity Shield is your monthly fee is like your access and your cover, and you get in and you're able to do whatever you want within the tool, which is create as many strong boxes as you want, put as much stuff in those strong boxes as you want. If you need, you know, a terabyte of data for something saved, you'll be able to add that to the cost of your strong box. We are going to roll out with 2 gigabytes per user, but you know, people have big data. We were also just on that call with you guys like 3 days ago on the Spaces, talking about how we could be a provider. Like we were talking internally, Nikos and I, but partnering with companies that are making movies, publishing ebooks, putting out records. I mean, you could have an artist come and store their entire album on a strong box and then issue it that way, you know? So it's like, it's kind of ridiculous, the open-ended like collaboration ability for what our product's going to be. And it's like a sandbox too, because it's really about leveraging blockchain tech to allow creative people to come to the space and do whatever the hell they want with it. So that too kind of ties into that whole digital assets for everybody. I mean, digital equity of secure assets for everybody and digital rights for everybody literally means everybody in our eyes. And that's where we're headed.
That's fantastic. And I mean, I know you touched on it. So let's get a little bit into the StrongBox DApp that you guys are developing out. So you guys are working alongside Secret Network, building to bring the StrongBox DApp to life. Can you talk a little bit about the SSS aspects and leveraging smart contracts paired with the patent pending tech how do because they're, you guys are dealing in NFTs, but you guys are also dealing with the security of digital assets, which don't necessarily just represent crypto. It could represent digitization of documents and things like that. I know it's a pretty crazy topic, but if you could dive into it, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the whole thing with Shamir's secret sharing being the SSS protocol is we're taking user data that's end-to-end encrypted through implementation with the smart. Let me start over. Honestly, I don't even want to get this technical. I want to speak like if I talk to me like I'm 5, right? You've got your mortgage digitized or something and you want to protect it. You don't maybe trust the lawyer down the street. You don't know what's going to happen when you die. You want to leave assets to your loved ones. You can come on and create a StrongBox where you upload that digitized data, which is into the smart contract. It goes into a smart contract that's hosted on Secret Network, and Secret Network is end-to-end encrypted. It's never at one point is any of the information like in terms of the secret key for that StrongBox or that smart contract exposed to you, and because of that, it's not ever exposed to any scammers. So in the long and short, you're able to basically use our protocol on Secret Network as a conduit between you and blockchain, right? So like we're, again, back to that digital rights for everybody. We are about opening up the technology to make it easy for people to access the security of blockchain storage. And that's all really the StrongBox does. If you want to think about it, like back to the bar analogy, even it's a doorway, right? So you open up to the blockchain and you're able to access actual ledger and do whatever the hell you want with it. So that's why we built on Secret, because we did want the end-to-end encryption so people were comfortable with what they're uploading. Because I mean, I'm going to be a user of StrongBox, but it damn well better be secure before I put anything on it. And that's why I'm here to make sure it is. You know what I mean? Like I would never want to use a product that I didn't believe was going to be secure, strong, and carry through on its mission of what it says it's going to do. So that's kind of the easiest way to look at it. The more technical way is when you do create the StrongBox, you're making a smart contract on Secret Network, and then that is locked by an NFT key that's split into 3 keys. You end up getting a portion of the key. A portion of the key sits in the smart contract that you initiated as the StrongBox. That's for your heir or your nominee. That only gets issued in the event of your death. And the way the smart contract finds out if you've died is when you set up your account, you give the smart contract your cell phone number if you want to, your email address if you want to, your for texting, calls, and email push notifications. Because when you do set this up, and again, back to self-sovereignty and everything, we want people to have an open sandbox option. So you could make the StrongBox timeout after a day. You can make it timeout after a year, 10 years. You could assign a box with a small inheritance to a kid, have it time out when they turn 18, and then they'll get an email or a text or a push notification saying, you're now essentially the steward of these assets. So-and-so left it on your behalf, and you can write messages to people when you do that too. So it's actually really cool. But so that's pretty much how it works. We're again trying to strike that balance between it's fully decentralized, it's a relationship between you and a smart contract on chain, but the UI, like in terms of you actually interacting with the DApp, has to have some sort of way to contact you at the same time. So like that's where we ask users to decide what that is. If it's right for you for your cell phone number or your email address, you'll pick. But that's still all programmatically controlled too, though. Like no one's sitting here. At no point can we see into what a StrongBox has for storage. Can we even influence, at Serenity Shield, what assets are given to which nominee?
Yeah,
it's so, we really are. We're disconnected from that, which is by design. And really, the whole entire idea here was create a tool that's easy for people to use in whatever hell way they want. And it's like the more I say that to people, they're like, no, but what's the catch though? I'm like, there's literally no catch. Like, do it. You know what I mean? Like our responsibility is to make sure that it's secure, and then we open it up for use by the public.
and you touched on it a little bit as far as kind of the subscription aspects. So I know you guys do have a token, so obviously within this, not financial advice to anybody, but can you talk about the search token, what that represents as far as the StrongBox DApp is concerned, kind of the fee structure from a subscription standpoint, as much as you're willing to talk about within the token aspects? Because I know I've been on multiple Twitter spaces with you guys, and I love being on Twitter spaces because it's like, we just want to talk about driving value into this community. And I haven't heard you guys once talk about kind of the token aspects, but in a very non-financial advicey type way, just an overview of what the token represents within the ecosystem.
100%. So for us, the ecosystem of the search token, or the ecosystem relies on the search token to be used as a key to access the tools. And beyond that, we're not interested in pumping it as a speculative investment. It's going to do whatever the hell it does, because again, back to self-sovereignty, once that token's released, it's up to the market to decide what the value of it is, have at it and go. Our whole idea is that we want to create the ecosystem as search land. It's the currency or the key that you use to interact with the box. In this case, it's going to be what's used to cover the annual fee, which is just going to be $1.99 times 12, and paid like $1.99 times 12, paid in search. It's going to be API regulated, so if search goes up to some number higher than it's released at, you know, you're not going to be screwed coming in as like a late investor to use the tool. It'll still be the same value. That's the whole thing. We want to peg it to the value, as you say, of what we believe our tool is worth to a user, to license that for a year and then take it in search, so that it's like the community serving itself through the use of its own token, but not for speculative investment because we all want to get rich. Because like you said at the top, we've all got 9 to 5s. A lot of us are actually financially secure, and this is something we're doing more as like, I don't want to say humanitarian because it's not going to be free. It is definitely a business venture, but it's the idea that when you die, you have 10 people to lift your coffin. We want Serenity Shield to be able to make an impact on people's life, so that when we are gone, and I don't mean gone as in we're going to be gone, but like personally as the team members are dead or whatever, we can hopefully be remembered as leaving something positive on the industry as we shift from Web 2 to Web 3. And we're not ever going to tell anybody that we're here as the one fit solution for like, well, we're going to be the thing. We're going to be what brings in mass adoption. No, we're going to be a piece of what Web 3 becomes. And those other players are the ones that we're trying to identify that are going to be here for the long haul. Those are the people that we're really seeking partnerships with. We've got like Secret, we've got Shade, we've got Jackal, we have Uniris. I mean, that's just to name a few that directly will play into how our protocol works. But as a product first company, that's the most important thing for us. We want to make sure that the foundation for building is as strong as possible. That's what we've spent this whole last year doing, is networking and rubbing elbows with who we think is the right people to help bring StrongBox forward in the most secure way. And, you know, I always think about bear markets suck because people are personally down on their investments, but they're the best time for builders because the distractions of getting on this meme coin and blah, 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 and all the FOMO doesn't exist. And the people that are here building now, the people that are here building with their 9 to 5 through crypto winter are the ones that we should be paying attention to. And I'm not saying that just because Serenity Shield is doing it. I'm saying it because it's real. And I know you know that this is real. And I know your followers know that this is real. And that's why this conversation is valuable too. Yeah. And it's just, I get so hyped up.